Hi everyone, and welcome to today's quick take on configuring ControlPoint to work with SSL. We'll be going over 7 main steps on how to configure ControlPoint for SSL. For the first step, we'll be adding the HTTPS binding for ControlPoint in IIS. After launching IIS, expand down to Sites, right-click on ControlPoint, and select Edit Bindings. For this video, we'll assume you've already set up either a valid or self-certificate. After adding the new HTTPS binding, we'll save our changes and move on to step 2. For step 2, we'll go ahead and navigate to Central Admin. Once we're there, we can then select Alternate Access Mappings. I'll go ahead and change the collection to only show ControlPoint. Next, we'll go ahead and edit the public URLs and set the HTTPS address as a default URL, and then select Save. For step 3, we'll launch the ControlPoint application in order to change the ControlPoint farm URL. After launching the ControlPoint application, select Manage. Next, select Manage Farm List. Once we're there, we can edit the farm URL to match the HTTPS address. Select Edit. And then enter in the correct HTTPS address. For step 4, we'll need to visit the ControlPoint configuration site. Once you're there, select ControlPoint Settings. Next, expand the Miscellaneous and Custom category. Select Inbound ControlPoint URL and edit the parameter. Once on the parameter screen, you can now change the value to match the HTTPS address. Once you're done, hit Save. For step 5, we'll be editing the web.config file. You can find this file by navigating to Program Files, Common Files, Microsoft Shared, Web Server Extensions, your SharePoint Hive number, Template, Layouts, and Exceller. After opening the web.config file, we'll need to make 3 changes. The first change is adding every uncommented instance a transport credential only to transport. For our second edit, we'll be changing every uncommented instance of HTTP get enabled to HTTPS get enabled. And last, We'll go ahead and change every uncommented instance of HTTP transport to HTTPS transport. After we're done with our edits, we'll go ahead and save the web config. For step 6, we'll be editing the xcclient.exe config file. You can find this file by navigating to Program Files, Metalogics, ControlPoint, ControlPoint Features. After opening the xcclient.config, we'll go ahead and make 2 changes. The first change will be to the CP website URL. We want this to match the HTTPS address. The second change will be to the ControlPoint URL, which also will match the HTTPS address. For our last step, we'll need to run the ControlPoint License Manager. Right-click on the ControlPoint License Manager and run as admin. Once you have the License Manager up, select if changed or renewed the terms of your ControlPoint license in order to activate and re-record the license. After doing this, you should be able to launch ControlPoint and see the new HTTPS URL listed in the address bar.